Aaron Singerman, CEO of Redcon One, and we are here with a conversation with Antoine. First off, welcome to the team. Before we get going, welcome to the team.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually started following you and watching the media you were putting out. I want to say it was the late 2000s, right? When did you start originally with YouTube?
Actually, I started uploading videos before YouTube.
Yeah.
I would upload them on a server, and I would post them the link on a forum and tell people to right-click, say target as, and they would watch the MPEG files on the computer. So when YouTube came along in 2006, I was like, this is a great platform. I can put my videos there and share it, you know, because I just want to share my passion. And I just like to do videos. So I started using that back then. 2006 is when I created my account. I checked the other day. It's a long time ago. I think me and Furious Speed are the first guy fitness channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine. I remember. How old were you then in 2006?
I was 18.
Yeah. So I remember, I don't know if I remember right in the very beginning, but I'm sure if you were posting them on the MD forum and stuff like the Narcs Muscle, I'm sure I would have seen all of it.
Yeah, and I was posting on MD, Muscle Mayhem, and a little bit on bodybuilding.
Yeah. I remember I was all on all of those. So I'm sure that's around the time that I would have seen it. And at that time you were like, you had done Canadian Nationals or were going to do Canadian Nationals?
I did Canadian Nationals 2006 in the junior class, which is under 21. They had that in Canada. And I won that. Then the next year I won also 2007. Then 2008 I did the Open, but I got like smashed. Yeah. I was in condition, so I got like last place. But yeah, I did it in the first time I stepped on stage on the National in the Open when I was 20. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because I remember, it's funny when Regan Grimes started coming up, a Canadian, fellow Canadian, I'm sure you know him well, right? Yeah. I remember thinking to myself, he was like you, but without all the flips and because he was good, he's been good on social media.
Yeah.
And he was kind of like embracing that, kind of like you did way back when.
Yeah. Yeah, Regan is a friend of mine, and he was telling me the other day that he used to watch my videos, dress the same way, and copy them when he was just like a kid.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, so it's funny like how he got inspired by me, and now he's on the same. He grew on the same level and passed me with all the social media stuff. So it's pretty cool. I have like two eras with me. I had the one where when I was younger, then I took a long break, you know, and then now I'm coming back and I got like two demographics a little bit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. So you were really active. You were posting these videos. One of the things that I think set you apart, other than having a good physique, is the flips and all the aerobatic stuff.
Yeah, the martial arts stuff I was doing for the tricking.
Yeah.
And then me and my friend Jujubufu, he also has a great channel on YouTube.
You knew him back then in 2006?
Oh yeah, I knew him. I was 14.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like before all that, we go way back. People only think we collabed lately, but no, we go way back. And the first time I went to his place, I was 16 years old. I spent a month in Alabama, and we just did videos for a month, just for fun, you know, tricking stuff, flipping, spoof, and just like joking around. You know?
Can you still do all that? When's the last time you tried? I mean,
a backflip. I think I didn't do one this summer because I did do one, I think, in the spring. Yeah. I can do it. I can still do it, but right now, because I'm so heavy,
you might get hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I could probably do it, but right now my right ankle hurts still from all those tricking years. So if I land short, it can be like I can be hurt for a little while, or
it's not worth it.
It's just kind of dumb to do it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I can still do it. Like if I would go back down and diet, and I would be a bit lighter, I could be more comfortable. But when I'm off the plane, retaining water a little bit.
No, I don't want you to do it now. I'm not asking.
No, but I always think like, because when I still watch some of those videos, like, oh, okay, I had the urge. It was kind of fun, but I wasn't made for that. I was tricking with like Asians and people who were smaller than me that were like twisting very fast, and I had a hard time.
You were big then. It's not like you were small then. You were still 240 pounds, 150 pounds, right?
Yeah. So that was the biggest of all the tricking people, and the only way I would be able to land all the flips was all the sheer power I had in my legs. Right. You know, because the technique wasn't as good as, you know, people who did that for years. And because when you're 130 pounds, you can twist way faster than 250.
Yeah, of course.
But it was a lot of fun. And I always stretch every day, and I keep in mind that, you know, I have to stay flexible.
Yeah.
You know.
That's important.
Yeah.
So you, back in those days, it seemed like because you were such an early adopter to YouTube, you got a tremendous amount of attention for that ability and the bodybuilding stuff.
Yeah, back then, because there was a lot of people, I got a lot of followers really quickly, and I still have those followers, but I think I had to break there, and then I lost momentum, because the trick with YouTube, you gotta be consistent. And I wasn't, and I didn't take it seriously. I only started monetizing the stuff like when First Pete told me, like, are you getting monetized? And it was a couple of years, I was like, no. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, I'm just doing this for fun,
right.
you know? So now I started, you know, a bit more serious about it. But the main reason why I do it, and I started doing this, just to share passion and just be creative, you know?
Yeah. I mean, one of the big things that that attracted me to signing you for Redcon was the fact that you're creative and artistic and you have the ability to create content. Those are huge differentiating factors. So when I think of an athlete, you know, quite often they really can't do anything on their own, right? Mm-hmm. And so you have the ability to produce all kinds of stuff. Whereas, you know, if I hire, you know, X bodybuilder, you need to send people there for them. You need to make sure everything is taken care of. You need, you know, anything needs to be provided. Yeah. Whereas you have the ability to actually create, you know?
Yeah, no, I like to do that. Like, even if I wasn't bodybuilding anymore or whatever, I would still make videos about something. I would just still post content, and I just like to share. You know? And it's just a part of my life to just create stuff, share it, and I just like to do it.
Yeah.
It's just a part of me, And and I got a nice camera now, and I just like to do it. And I got a new computer just for it now, and and I'm lucky to have the schedule to be free to do all that, to create and just think about, you know,
what's the next thing. Yeah.
So
let's talk about the big time off, because you had one of the things you said is very true with all social media. For people out there, it's a great tip for you. If you disappear for a little while, the algorithm, it changes. So like people who have a really big Instagram, for example, if they don't post for a year, you come back and you're like, well, I don't understand. No, I'm not getting any engagement anymore. Mm-hmm. It's something about the social media platforms where if you disappear, that engagement doesn't come right back. It's not like you post a picture after a year and you get 10,000 likes again.
Yeah.
And so you experienced that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about why. Why did you disappear?
After I turned pro, I was single, and I was like, you know what? I was kind of a bit hurt from the relationship there, and I quit the job just before the show. At the same time that I broke up, and then I still did the show, but I was only focused on the show. And then when that was over, I was like, okay, show's over. I did it. I won the overall. I'm pro now. I think I deserve to party a little bit. And I was like entitled to that, you know. So I started partying, and the way I knew to party back then was just drugs, girls, they're just going crazy like that. And because I had no schedule, I could do it whenever I want.
All day.
Which is like all day. And I was with another company back then.
Were you not partying before? I mean, was this like
I was,
all new?
but I could stop for prep.
Yeah. So it was like you were doing it, and then you would focus in, and it would.
Yeah, I would be able to prep and stop, because I wasn't taking all the crazy hard stuff that went afterwards.
Yeah.
But so I started doing that, and then I had just money from another company, and I was just able to just live the rock star life without playing music, you know, or being a rock star.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and then the money kept coming in, but then I lost the sponsors and things like that. And then when I tried to stop, in 2014, my friend died on Christmas Day, and they found him dead. And I was like, you know what? I think I gotta stop, because the last thing he told me is that, what are you doing? Because he had posters of me on his wall. He said, you need to go back to bodybuilding. Like, he said, I'm done, but you need to go back. And I was like, no, you're not done, or whatever. I tried to help him out, and I didn't see my own problem. And then when he died, I said, okay, I'm stopping now. And then this is when I noticed that, okay.
And you did a video back then. You came back for a minute back then, right?
Yeah, I said it was January 5th on YouTube. I had a video. I was on a couch, and I said, this is the reason why I was away. I was addicted. My friend died, this and that. Emotional video I shared, you know. And so I tried to stop with that. It lasted only 2 weeks. And then I noticed, like, I can't stop.
Yeah.
Because I was so programmed in my brain and my soul to use that I would, as soon as something would happen, I would do good. Oh, you know what? I'm okay now. I'll do a weekend, but weekend goes for 2 weeks for me.
Right.
And or I would be like feeling sad or bored, and then my brain goes straight to that.
Yeah.
You know? So I lost everything, and I went to a bunch of rehabs, And it took 4 rehabs for me to get around. Lots of suffering, and I lost everything. I was homeless at some point too. And you don't notice that I was like in the street and, oh, this is how people get homeless. Because I didn't notice until I was actually in the street there, 17 bucks in my pocket. I was like, just got in a fight, I was bloody and I was all messed up. And I was like, oh, if I want to keep going right now, if I want to keep partying right now, I have nowhere to go, I have 17 bucks, what do I do? This is how people become homeless.
Yeah.
They start stealing, they're doing crime, whatever, they go to jail or... So because I got beat up, actually I had no choice to stop. So I went to my mom, went to the hospital, then I went to rehab after that. So that was my 4th one. And after that I kind of like, I knew that if I start, it's not the right thing. Now I learned so much from all that though. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, why do I have the addict mind? It pisses me off. But because I went through all that stuff, I'm actually a better person now. So it's like, it was like a curse before, but now it's like a gift almost.
Yeah, that's literally, I talk about that a lot. And, obviously me and you have talked that I had all kinds of addiction problems.
Yeah.
And I would say I was pretty much, my whole adult life basically was like a loser. I never really accomplished anything, even though people always said to me, hey, you have a lot of potential. I would take that as a compliment and be like, well, at least I could if I got my shit together, Yeah. And so for basically my entire adult life, and then one day, I had an event kind of like yours, where I realized that like it's only gonna be downhill from here, Yeah. And I took a right, went the right direction where I could have taken a left and said, fuck it, it's all over for me anyway.
Yeah.
And then it's been all uphill for here. But I don't think back to all those bad times and friends I lost and all the bad things I can think of quickly, bad stories. I don't think of them as bad stories. I actually think of them as how they all got me to here, right? Because without all that, I wouldn't be here doing any of this.
True.
It's easy to take things for granted in life, but if you've been someplace like maybe me and you have been, it's also easy to appreciate where you are currently.
Yeah. But personally, I got to remind myself.
Yeah.
So that I got to be grateful, because sometimes I'm gonna be focusing too much on what I don't have, and then I kind of lose that. So that's why every day I try to think of things to be grateful, because, man, where I was, and every time I would relapse, I would go even further down. So what's further down than where I was?
Yeah. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to do. Every day when I brush my teeth, both times a day, I think about what I'm grateful for. Every day.
Yeah. You gotta do that.
It's a very important thing to do. And I think too, that you're fresh out of this stuff. It hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
The further away that you get from it, like I can only speak from my personal experience. That's been 10 years for me. So it feels like a whole different lifetime. Like it's important that I remember all that stuff. But now, like my wife, I've been with her for 7 years, and I tell her some of the stories every once in a while, and it's like she can't even believe that was me.
Yeah.
Literally, like when I tell people, I'll be like, these are the scars from from having abscesses that ripped open.
Yeah.
They're like, and that's where you'll be one day where you can look back.
Yeah. I already feel it's like another life, because every day my actions are totally opposites of the other one.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I had to turn around, because like you said, that it's like a why, like you go either there, you're gonna be a criminal, or you're gonna do bad things, you're gonna be a bad person, you're gonna be evil, because I was a bad person. I was not good at the end. I was doing stuff I never thought I could do. And I think every man has the potential to be a bad
Sure.
man. But then I had the choice, like either you're gonna be a champion or you're gonna be a loser.
Yeah.
And I had to choose. So it's like, in my heart, I know that the right way was the good way for me. So that's why I took it. But yeah, it's crazy.
We were talking downstairs. A lot of the stuff that I see in you, the obsessive nature and the stuff, that's the same stuff the characteristics that I see in myself. And I've been fortunate enough to know some very, very successful people, some, self-made billionaires and people that have really created success for themselves and generational wealth and crazy stuff. And every one of those people has the characteristic of like obsession, like the ability to be overwhelmingly focused, sometimes to the detriment of other parts of their life.
Yeah.
And it seems like you have focused it on good stuff. And talk about that. Using the same negative things for positive.
Yeah, the way I've been an extreme person, so when I used to party, I was like, let's just go all out, and that's all I did, and I was like kind of crazy with that. So But now if I still have that in me, so I gotta channel it somewhere. So last time I prepped, it's like this was it. My life was consumed by the prep, but that was good for me and the career and everything. But at the same time, I'm still trying to find balance within that, because I left the girl I was seeing, and then I was like not balanced at all. But for bodybuilding, it was perfect. So I still have it in me. I just gotta learn how to balance it and make sure that I don't lose track of who I am, because I was losing track of who I was back then. But now it's like I gotta actually stay myself even in the prep. So it'll be a new challenge. But for the obsessive part about now, all I obsess every day is pretty much I want to be a better person. I want to be a better person. I want to change the world. I want to do this. But I didn't figure out quite yet how I'm gonna all do that. But I'm doing it every day.
Yeah. You're moving towards that direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's all that matters to me now.
Yeah. Well, I can see it also in like even on your IG and your stories. You're obsessively posting everything, and it's funny, and I'm sure people are getting engaged with you as a result of you being funny and showing everything.
Yeah, I'm just. I think for me, so far, especially since I'm in the recovery there, being an open book and showing even my weaknesses, showing everything, kind of like is coming back good to me. So I just keep doing it. And a lot of the time I'm just by myself in my place. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna start filming stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I do it. I try to show all parts of like my life, not just bodybuilding, because just bodybuilding is like just lifting weights and eating meals. It's kind of boring,
Yeah, of course, of course.
Seriously. So I try to just bring some of my personality into that. And
that's what's gonna make. So I think I predict big things for you in that strictly because of that, because it's not enough to be a fantastic top tier bodybuilder. That's not gonna, unfortunately, that won't propel somebody further than that. Like, there are bodybuilders out there, and I'm not gonna name any names, who don't really post much of anything, and they don't show any parts of their life or any parts of their personality, and you really don't know who the hell they are, even though they may have a fantastic physique. Where will that get them? I feel like it's to a certain point. There's got to be more than
because
that.
we all get old at some point.
Yeah, of course.
We all get old, and all of this is going to go away at some point.
Yeah.
And I'll be like just an old guy at some point, right?
Well, if you can be a funny, entertaining old guy, you still got something going for you.
One of those old guys on the balconies telling stories. And something.
Exactly. So, what are your goals for bodybuilding? Give us the plans. Like, what's the next step for you?
The next step for me, logically, would be like I was 4th at the Toronto Pro in June, and that was like pretty good. I said to myself, okay, I'm back in the game. So I did a pretty good job with that, I believe, because I really gave my 100%. So now the next step for that, when you're 4th at a pro show, the next step is like, let's win a pro show.
Yeah.
So next year, I'm training right now. Even now, I'm training with that in mind, and I want to. Ideally, I think so far the plan is I want to win Toronto, but I want to do New York just before, because it's a great show. And I'll do a show every 2 weeks until I win if I don't win Toronto.
Cool.
And then I'll do that, and then I want to do Olympia.
Well, I'm on board with that. We'll do like a whole big video series covering all the shows.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't take too many shows, but if it does, it'll make for a good series.
I'll just do my best and try to do it. And that's my goal for next year. I want to compete on the best stage. And after that, I don't want to make too. People say like they start training and they say I want to be Miss Olympia. Like, wait a minute, just start with a local show and see how you do, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going step by step, and I'm going up, and I see where I'm gonna go.
Before I probably should have started with this. What attracted you to Actually, you know what? It wasn't really what attracted you to Redcon. I approached you before, right? Didn't I? I think I DM'd you.
I think you did. Yeah.
Yeah, that shows you, because I don't do that. So it shows you, I saw potential in what we could do together and what you were going to do very early on.
Yeah.
You hadn't even competed yet, I don't think.
No, I think I competed already.
You had competed?
Yeah, I competed already, and I didn't want to sign yet, because you don't make if you just jump on everything right away, you don't think and wait.
Sure.
But now it's like I waited. It's like then you came back. And then I knew Redcon already because of Dallas and everything.
Of course, yeah.
So I knew there was a great company and stuff, and that you're a great businessman. Because if I want to get involved with a company, I want to get involved with a company that's gonna, be good for me too. Yeah,
you mentioned early on that you liked that we utilize people. We're not gonna just sit on you. You're not gonna just never do anything.
I want to do stuff. I want to be a part of the company. I want to get involved. I want to give ideas. I like to be like, you know, not just like a poster boy.
Yeah.
Maybe part of like something more. And I think with you, I know this can happen. And you know, the company grew so much in 2 years. It's like it's a great company to be with.
Sure.
So I'm very lucky for that. So I'm
The fastest growing sports supplement company in history.
So. It's crazy.
Yeah. Now that you've been here and seen everything,
yeah. So it's very impressive, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. So thank you for that. And yeah, I think there's not a lot of companies out there who have like a really good branding, and because you gotta get people involved, right? People are gonna be like, oh shit, Redcon is cool.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, I would look at the brands, which ones are, no, I'm gonna buy something, I'm gonna feel cool just holding it.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of brands that do that. Redcon is one of them. And you combine that with like good products, it's like you got a winning combination there.
Yeah, you said, I don't remember when we talked, but I remember you telling me, I don't know if that was just recently, or maybe it was on the phone one of the times, you said that you hadn't seen since back in the day with the old company that where there was an actual like movement, where there were people that were interested and excited, not just in a product, but in the brand in general.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the company I'm thinking about, there was like forums and stuff, and people would go on the website there and get involved there. And actually, I was looking at the Instagram because you gave me a story at the profile visits. You got a lot of profile visits.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, very crazy. So that's good. People are involved and they want to see more of it. And right now, because I'm in the team now, I hope I can like bring even more people in. And
I'm sure you can.
Show more because it's gonna be good. Yeah, impressive.
Well, one thing for sure is, you know, we're definitely gonna put you to work. And as you've seen, you know, we have a great video team, Raymond right there, leading the video team. You can't see him, but he's behind the camera there.
Yeah.
And these guys are very talented, and we're extremely action oriented here. So it's like we always want to produce more content, put out more value, help people, bring them into the brand, and we try to be funny too, which you're good at.
Yeah.
You don't take yourself too seriously.
No,
it's important.
The things people say I'm funny, but I don't try to be. That's the thing. I don't know if that's good or bad, but you know, so people say, "Oh, you're funny." I'm like, I'm not trying to. Is it good or bad?
I feel like it's good, right?
Yeah.
Monique always, we're in meetings, she dies laughing at me, and half the time I don't even know what she's laughing at.
Yeah.
Right? Raymond. Yeah, I think that's really good. And I mean, look, ultimately, I would not want to sign a athlete or a bodybuilder that took themselves too seriously, because it wouldn't fit with the brand. Because we joke around all the time. We're gonna have fun here. I mean, you were just riding on a military truck, wearing
dressed up as a Floridian.
A Floridian, a Floridian, a Floridorian, he calls it. So I mean, we like to have fun, and so it's cool. You know, back in the day with Dallas would be willing to do anything, and he was never like, he never took himself too seriously, and I think that's kind of permeated the whole brand. You know.
Yeah. True.
Well, very good. That's the end. We're going to have much, much more with Antoine. You're going to be seeing him everywhere on Facebook feeds and Instagram and YouTube and everywhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much to you.
My pleasure.
Yeah.